It's hammer time, everybody, and welcome to the Jersey Shore Podcast. Today, we've got a packed show from breaking news to topics that will keep you informed. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer talked about, then share the Jersey Shore Podcast to others. Damon also looks forward to your comments during this episode. Tonight's Jersey Shore Podcast starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Jersey Shore Podcast. And I apologize, I haven't been on as much as I usually am because I am running for Congress in Congressional District 1 in New Jersey, and it's been a little hectic lately. But I still want to reach out to everybody because this podcast is not going to stop, win or lose. It's going to keep going on. It's just I'm not going to have enough out there. So that's the breaking news. The breaking news is I'm running for Congress and Congressional District 1 in New Jersey. So this episode, it's going to be a quick one, 20, 30 minutes if we can get through it. I've got a lot of letters to send out and everything else, but you guys don't want to hear about that. It doesn't matter. But this episode is called The Political Grind. And the reason I'm calling it that is because it is a political grind. You know, politics isn't just about a campaign, about campaign ads or fundraising or what you see on the news. It's about showing up every single day, talking to voters, earning their trust, fighting for the future of our communities, and that's the political grind. Today we're going to break down the midterm math, and what I mean by the midterm math is how many Republicans and Democrats and independents are in my district and in New Jersey. So, and what has to happen between now and election day, and why we will decide, why turnout will decide far more races than television commercials ever will. Turnout is very important. The math is actually pretty simple. Republicans don't have to convince every voter to agree with them. We have to make sure that people who already believe in lower taxes, safer communities, secure borders, and government accountability actually get to the polls. And that's the biggest issue that we have. We need to make sure people get out to vote. Every election proves the same point, pretty much. When people stay home, someone else decides their future. So think about that. When people stay home, someone else decides your future. So then we're going to talk about something that I believe deserves national conversation, the Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA. Whether you agree with me or not, it's important to understand that the role of the DSA has played in democratic politics, and now its ideas that influence debates in some parts of the country, and it's actually they hijacked the Democrat Party. So the DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, they hijacked the Democrat Party. And the thing is with Democrats, well, I'll get into that in one of the segments. I'll go into it all. But my message is simple. The DSA is not the USA. Americans should pay attention to the policies, candidate support, and ask questions and vote based on the future of what they want for their families and their communities. Finally, we'll wrap up with my favorite segments, the Patriot of the Week and the Loser of the Week. So with that, I have no guests tonight, just to be me. We'll go on with it. So let's start it up in segment 1. So this is midterm math. Now, the reason I call it midterm math is if you look at my district, for instance, even New Jersey, we're Republicans are. I think there's 900,000 more Democrat voters, registered Democrat voters, than there are Republicans, and that's a big deal. In my district, I'll tell you, there's 140,000 registered Republicans. There's like 240,000 registered Democrats, but there's 210,000 registered independents. Now, the thing is, for me to win, obviously I need anyone that's watching this to vote for me and help out my campaign. But I need to win Democrats. I need to win over independents, and that is the big deal. The numbers don't lie. That's why it's midterm math. And one problem was during the midterms, only 20% of Republicans came out to vote. Now, yes, did I win? Yes, sure, I did. It was uncontested because people dropped out of the race, this and the other. But either way, but still, 20% is bad. So we need more Republicans come out to vote. So even if I had 100% of Republicans come out to vote on this election, and most Democrats came out to vote, I would lose. And I'll never get 100% of Republicans out to vote. I wish I could. I really do. It would be great if they did, but hey, give me 60% to come out, and that'll be a huge amount more than probably ever in my lifetime anyway. But it's a very important thing. The math doesn't lie. We have to get out to vote. And the problem is when we look at what just came out in the news with Mikey Sherrill admitting that 6,600 illegal immigrants are on the vote, can vote, they're registered to vote. Because here in New Jersey, unfortunately, we're a sanctuary state and we give illegal immigrants licenses. And we have 1 million illegal immigrants here. Now, I just heard today from somebody that the numbers went up. It's about 2 million. Now, I'm not Jersey sure on that. But I just heard about it today. But I know we have at least 1 million. So I'll let you know next episode if it's 2. If it's 2, then wow, we're in real trouble. But if you go where you register to vote, mostly, we give out licenses, driver's licenses to illegal immigrants. Have you seen how well that worked in the news and making U-turns on the highway and killing people? And I don't even want to get into it. But they registered to vote there. So Mikey Sherrill came out after Trump called it out and said there was a lot of illegals in the voter rolls. It kind of put her in a spot. So she just picked from 24 to 25 how many people were registered to vote that were illegal that shouldn't be on the voter rolls. But if you go back to 2020, it's a lot more. There was 75,000 people that were illegal immigrants that were called for jury duty. And you don't get called for jury duty unless you're registered to vote. So there you go, right there. It's all BS. So I can't wait to see what else they find out. I mean, Mikey Sherrill, our horrible governor, she is getting sued by DOJ because she won't turn over her voter rolls. Now, ask yourself one thing. Why wouldn't you turn it over? I mean, I know the elections are covered by the states. The states run their own elections. If we're in the United States of America, and each state is their own state. But if the federal government says, hey, turn over your voter rolls, we want to see who's on them, and they say no, what reason, what possible reason would they not turn it over? It's because there's fraud. I mean, Mikey Sherrill had to do something and release some information because she was put on the spot. This is, let me just go back to last year and say, oh, there's 6,600. It was a glitch. No, it wasn't. It's because we give licenses to illegal immigrants and we are a sanctuary state and they vote. So, I mean, no wonder why. I mean, I don't say I'm not attributing all of it, but Jack Ciarelli got 100,000 more votes in last November than he did the one prior, and he lost by 3 points. Lost by 3 points last election against Murphy, but against Sherrill, he got 100,000 more votes than he did prior, and Sherrill got 500,000 more than him. Now, I understand that it could have been. I know they were throwing it out there that Trump's going to take away your SNAP benefits and take away your insurance and all that, your Medicaid and Medicare. And more people that typically didn't vote came out to vote, but not that many. A lot of illegals voted, and we're starting to find that out. And election integrity in New Jersey is really, they're on top of it. So, and just so everybody knows, I think that this will be one of the most secure elections in New Jersey, this midterms. So don't think that your vote doesn't count. It's going to count. There's going to be watchers everywhere. They might even pass the SAVE Act this week, which is great. It's going to be. I hope they do because we need it. I don't want anyone that does not a non-citizen in this country to decide the future for me, you, my children, your children, or any citizen of the United States. It's the Democrats that brought them in. They open up the border and let them in. Come on in, have at it. And they say, oh, they won't be able to vote. Yeah, well, they are. They are voting, and that was the whole process that they had in mind to just open the floodgates and say, hey, we'll go vote Democrat forever if we just let them in and give them your tax money because they'll apply for welfare, they'll apply for assisted living, they'll apply for whatever it may be, and they'll get it. Things that you and me can't get, but they come in and they don't have a job, so they'll be eligible for welfare. And say, oh, wait a minute, I'm not paying for someone that just broke into our country. But the Democrats are okay with that. That was the whole plan. The whole plan is to let them into the country, and eventually they're going to vote for them, and they'll stay in power. Luckily enough, Trump did get in and shut the border down, and we're deporting people. But not that everyone needs to be deported. I mean, deporting the worst is fine. But even so, if you broke the law when you came across the border, and I feel bad for them because Biden said, "Come on in, have at it, come on in," and lied to them. Well, gave them a false lie, pretty much, because they wanted to stay in power. But hey, he lost the election. Kamala lost the election, and then common sense came to and said, "No, get out. You don't belong here. You're draining our system." I mean, no wonder why our insurance premiums went up. No wonder why the housing cost went up. I mean, there are young kids in college that just graduated and they can't afford a house, or even they graduated a couple of years ago and they can't afford a house. They're still living with their parents with a college degree. You know why? Because when you flood a market, it's like Milton Friedman said, it's too many. It's too many people chasing after too few goods. So, and that's what it is. So, when you flood the market with millions and millions of people, they need to live somewhere, and that's why the housing went up. That's why the rent went up, and that's why Madani in New York says, "Oh, well, the rent's too high. We're going to regulate it." Well, you know what? How many illegals stayed in New York rent free in the hotels that was paid for by you, by me, by our tax dollars, and they didn't fed they had everything. It was like, let me walk in here right now, and where's my house? Where's my home? Where's my food? I mean, that's basically what it was. Where are the children? Oh, I don't know. I don't care. And Biden administration didn't care about that either. But anyway, point being is we have to come back to common sense. I mean, we really do. And Republicans, yes, I need you to come out to vote. Independents, you are common sense people, actually. Independents are actually the best because they'll vote on one side or the other depending on the candidate. They don't choose like, oh, I'm voting blue no matter who, or red until I'm dead. They will look at a candidate and say, you know what, I like this person or I like that person, whoever it is. They're not really beholden to a party, like Republican or Democrat. That's why they're called independents or non-affiliated. Whatever, they just go for the candidate. So they're very important. And I mean, if they're actually, I like them more than anyone, honestly, because I used to be a Democrat, and I'm not going to be an independent because unfortunately, independents don't win. But I am conservative, and once I seen the Democrats go way far left, it was like, whoa, wait a second, that's it. That's why I'm running for office, because I have two young kids, and I don't like what they're teaching in schools. I don't see a great future for them, and that's a problem for me. And I tell people all the time, I didn't grow up wanting to run for office. It's not like as a kid, some kids want to be astronauts, they want to be this, that, or the other. I never thought, I want to be a congressman, I want to be in politics. No, not a thought in my mind growing up. I liked what I did for a living. I followed in my father's footsteps and got into construction, and I love building commercial buildings. I really do. I like it. But then I had kids, and then Biden got elected. And then that's when it hit me. So that's why I got involved. But that's the midterm math pretty much. We need people to come out to vote. And Democrats out there, listen, not all of you are far left, and you know it. You know it. I've spoke to a bunch of Democrats over the past couple of weeks that actually would have the conversation, and the ones that would have the conversation, they're not far left because they're normal people. They're common sense people. I'll call them the normies. They'll actually talk to you, not the crazy, blue-haired, nose ring, screaming at you, and then shut down as soon as you ask them a question. But the ones that will want to have a conversation, actually, I call them Reagan Democrats too, because they're people that voted for Reagan because they were like, yeah, this guy has common sense. So there's a ton of Democrats out there, and a lot of people I work with as well that are Democrat that are afraid to change their party to Republican in fear of being penalized and not getting jobs, which is bullshit. I'll tell you that. But anyway, they are voting Republican because if you have that conversation with them, and anyone that has an open dialogue with you, and they're willing to, if someone's willing to listen, and you're willing to listen to them, then you're going to find out that you have a lot more in common than anything else. You're a sane person, and you want common sense. You want nothing but a better future for this state, this country, and for your children and my children and your grandkids, and one day if I have grandkids as well. And that's what it's all about. That's what we need to get back to. It's very important. It really is, because you look at the news divides everybody, and the Democrat Party does too, divides everybody, and they go back on things that it shouldn't even be talking about. And it's just all about power. And it's not about power. It shouldn't be, because they work for us. And if I get into office, I'll tell you one thing. I signed the term limit pledge. And I believe that if someone's in Congress, 3 terms is good. That's 6 years. Then after that, get out. And then you move on to something else if you want. If you want to run for, I don't know, governor or Senate, whatever you want to do after that. If you want to stay in politics and take a different office and maybe make things a little bit better in a different area, that's it. But no career politicians. And there should be term limits even after that. If you move on to another position, then there should be a number there, and then you're done. And you retire, and then you go back to work, or you're old enough to where you're sitting home and enjoying your grandchildren, and that's it. But that's the thing, people. I just, like I said, I never wanted to be a politician, never aspired to be one. But like I said before, I'll say it again. I'll say it again and again and again. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. So that's why I'm stepping up, because I love my kids. So other than that, that's the math of the midterms, because we're outnumbered, and I need independents, and I need Democrats that are common sense, and I need Republicans to get off your butts, please, and vote, because 20% to come out in the midterms, you're killing us. If you don't come out to vote, don't complain. When things go wrong, because I know a lot of people are having buyer's remorse from Mikey Sherrill right now, and everything that's going on with her and everything that she is passing. So don't have buyer's remorse. Hey, man, I tell everybody, I was in Camden City yesterday, and I was talking to a lot of people, and they were like, "Oh, you're a Republican." I said, "Well, it doesn't really matter too much about the R or the D as much. It's about the person." And I said to myself, how long has Camden City been under Democrat? How long has it been under Democrat rule? It's been like 90 years. 90 years. And go back 90 years and then look now, there's nothing changed. It got worse even, actually. And Camden was on the up and up. But the amount of corruption that happened in Camden, it didn't help any of the people out. Now they're still struggling, but they still vote Democrat. I'm like, well, what if your way's not working? Well, try it someone else's way. I mean, it's that simple. 2 years. If you don't like what I do, vote me out. 2 years. That's all you got. And if you like what I'm doing, vote me back in again. But it's like the definition of insanity. Like expecting a different outcome with the same situation all the time. It I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't, because like I said, I used to be a Democrat too. I was told to be one. I was in the union, and they were, yeah, you got to vote Democrat. And I thought, okay, yeah, they're for the unions. And then I started to realize that they're really not. They're not at all, because they take from you. They take from the people. They're 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 becoming communists, Marxist, communist, socialist. It's all wrapped in one bundle. It's the same thing. But so with that, on my little rant there on the midterm math, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to do the next segment, and so stay tuned.
America's Pulse Network. Amplify your voice with the premier conservative podcast network. Are you a standard bearer for liberty, free markets, and traditional values? Stop fighting the algorithms alone. Join a powerhouse community of like-minded creators dedicated to uncensored truth and professional growth. Here is why to partner with us. Who are we looking for? Ready to scale your podcast? Then apply today to protect your voice and grow your audience.
Yeah. This one's for New Jersey. For every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon Galdo. And I'm just getting started.
All right, well, I needed that because I was a little tired. The Galdo got me a little fired up. So thank you for that, our great producer, other Damon, the man behind the curtain. But so before I get into DSA, not the USA, I just wanted to talk about the new ad that they put out there. It's a great ad. It's recruiting people. Like our goal when we started this network, the America's Pulse Network, was to get a podcaster from every state in the country. Now we have accumulated some states, so we have quite a few, but we're not there yet. We didn't expect to be there yet, but we didn't know that we were going to acquire White House press passes and have a correspondent either. But that's great. It's a good thing. But our producer put that ad together because that's what we're about. We wanted to do something that was different. Do something that was honest and true. Something that only delivered exact facts, and that if we weren't sure about it, that's why I called my show Jersey Shore, SURE. If we're not sure about it, we will tell you, hey, I'm not sure about it. I'm going to have to look it up. But we delivered facts. And are we biased? Yeah, kind of, I would say, because we're biased on the common sense side of life. That's basically what it is. We don't dislike people for whatever reason. We don't hate people for whatever reason. We don't like certain people for some reasons. No, we're common sense. So we're biased towards common sense, and that's it. And we love our country. That's basically what it is. We love our families, and that's what it is. We love our faith, and that's what it is. Whatever it may be, you could be Jewish, you could be Catholic, you could be Muslim. Doesn't really matter. But we stand by our beliefs. So anyway, so this one is the DSA is not USA. Now, whoever's not familiar with the DSA, I talked about it earlier, it's the Democratic Socialists of America. That is a problem. It's a huge problem. These people are not Democratic Socialists of America. They're communists. They're Marxists. Look at Mamdani in New York. It's a problem. This guy got elected to the greatest city in the world. Well, it used to be anyway, not now. And he is a communist. He's a straight communist. And it doesn't work. All their ideas do not work. If you go back and look at socialism in any country, or Marxism or communism, it doesn't work. I mean, communism works when you communist China. Yeah, it works when you starve people to death and you have slaves and you kill anybody that disagrees with you. Yeah, it works for the upper elites. That's it. Whoever's in charge. So people work for that works for that. The United States of America was built on something different. We are an anomaly. Like what our forefathers came up with was, like I said before, the Constitution is, I would say, second to the Bible. That's how important it is. That's what made this country so great. The ideas they came up with. You're not run. The government does run things, but you're not run by the government. The government is run by you, and that was the concept of it. And that's how we became the most powerful country in the world. But now you have the DSA infiltrating the Democrat Party. I mean, Bill Maher, big time Democrat. He said he's up, his vote's up for grabs. He said because the DSA is the infiltrated Democrat Party, and he doesn't believe in anything that they want to do because they're crazy. They're batshit crazy. They really are. Even what's his name? James Carville. He is going nuts over this, and I don't mind the guy that much, but I don't align with him. But he is flipping out. He's like, I'm not going to be a part of this party. I mean, if it got to Bill Maher and James Carville to where it's that bad that they're looking to leave the party, who else was there? I forget who it was. It'll come to me. Another person was talking about leaving the party just because of the DSA. And there's 35 people that won primaries that could win the general that want to abolish ICE. Okay, a lot of people want to do that are on the left anyway, but still, it's a bad thing. They want to abolish the police. They want to abolish prisons. No prisons whatsoever. They want to abolish border security. They want open borders where everyone come in. They want to abolish the Senate. Abolish the Senate. Like really, it's been. I don't get it. Okay, so abolish the Senate. They want to defund the Pentagon. They want to eliminate the Department of War, which is the Department of Defense, but they want to eliminate that. So leave everything wide open. Like these people want to see America destroyed from within. That's all they want. They do not like this country, and that's the problem. That's the problem. The Democrats, it's your fault for this because you allowed this to happen. You allowed them to infiltrate your party. You catered to these people. Say, no, they're okay. We're doing this. No, it's your fault. There's no one in the Republican Party that is saying these crazy things. And now you're losing people. And I hope you lose a lot. I hope you lose a lot before the midterm so I get elected. But we'll see if that happens. But we are in dire straits in this country. It's a big damn problem. It really is. When you have all these people out there that are protesting and tearing things down and want to tear down the American dream and say that America is the worst thing that ever happened in this world. And we're so bad and we're so wrong. And I don't know. I just didn't get out. Go somewhere else. But that's not the thing. They're here for a reason. They're here to do this because they want to tear down the structure that built America. They want to tear down the American beliefs. And because they're not Americans. We imported so many people over the years. I mean, I'm going to go to Australia. I'm going to look at the Muslims, the radical Muslims, I would say. Like the radical Muslims, they don't like America. The ones that scream death to America, that's kind of a problem, I would say. But we import a lot of them that don't like America. I mean, the Muslim community, they're good people, but they're not radical. I mean, hey, radical Christians that could be white nationalists, they're not good people either. I'm just putting it out there in perspective. But you can't import people that hate your country. You can't just say, hey, open the door and you can come in. And that's what the DSA is. And Bernie Sanders, that dude, I mean, just go away already. I'm tired of hearing, well, God talks to works. Yeah, you're rich, buddy. You're worth millions and millions of dollars. And then you say this. And then you have AOC. Got to tax the rich Well, you were a bartender when you got in. How much money you worth now? Like 20 million? How'd that happen? Donald Norcross. You're worth millions and millions of dollars. Donald Norcross was an electrician for about 5 minutes, went through the apprenticeship, but his big brother George made a lot of money, got him elected to Assembly first, and then Senate, and then right into Congress, right, out of the electrician. And he prided himself on being the only working class electrician that ever got elected to Congress. Well, guess what? He's the number 2 stock trader, number 2 under Nancy Pelosi, number 2 of how much stock gains that he has made. And guess what? He voted against the bill that just got passed through Congress, that Congress cannot trade stocks, or their spouses can't either, because of insider trading. Because he voted against it. And why? Because he's the number 2 under Nancy Pelosi of how much money he made off of stock trading. So there you go. It's all corrupt. It's a corrupt system. That's why I like the term limits. That's why, I if you're in office for too long, you lose touch with the people, or maybe you got in just for power for yourself, and that's it. That's what you wanted, and you knew what you were going to do when you got in there. But if you go in there for a good reason, like I'm trying to do, you can't stay too long, because you're going to lose your way, you're going to lose touch with the people, and that is never a good thing. At least I have my beautiful wife up there upstairs, that she'll slap me down if I ever get too ahead of myself. And I made her promise me that, and trust me, she wouldn't mind doing it at all. So, but this is so we're gonna go to the next segment in a minute. But I think I got my daughter just came down here. Where's Damon? Mm-hmm. Tell him to come down. You guys don't want to put it over.
Okay, because I brought you some food.
So, but
I kind of look like a mess, but
yeah, you do look like a mess. You
Hi.
have food on your face. So,
and I have it all over my shirt.
yes, you do. But this is why I'm running for her and my son Damon.
Want me to go get Damon?
Yeah, go grab him. Let him come on. But for right now, we'll take a quick break and we'll go to the last segment.
Hey, it's great to be on with you. This is a great podcast. It's a lot of fun, and it's informative, and it's real information. It's none of the frills and none of the nonsense that you hear on the legacy media, just telling the story of what's happening right now. It's what I do with my newsletter that I get out to anybody who wants to see it. It's what you're doing with this podcast. America needs to know what the real deal is, and you're the real deal.
You're damn right, Jeff. Thank you for that, by the way. So that comes from Jeff Van Drew. Appreciate it. He was on my podcast a couple months ago. Jeff is a great guy. He's running for re-election, and we need to get him elected again. He's got a little bit of a fight down in District 2, but I'm pretty sure he's going to win. But anyway, real quick before I bring the kiddies back on, let's go to, this is a very important one, the Patriot of the Week. Now, this is a special person, the teacher of New Jersey. Don't want to give her name out there because she doesn't want to, because God forbid you're a conservative teacher, or you actually want to do something good for people, then you're horrible and you get fired. But this is a great person here. Gets the Patriot of the Week award.
All right, District 1, midterms are coming, and this is who's running for Congress in District 1. New Jersey has 12 congressional seats to represent us on the national level, and every seat has one incumbent and one challenger except for District 12. District 12's person retired, so you have 2 fresh faces there, but in District 1, this is who you have running against the incumbent, which is Donald Norcross. If you're not sure, this is the area that we're talking about, and this is your current congressman. If you're not crazy about how New Jersey's being represented, this is where you have the opportunity to make a change in November. Damon's running a grassroots campaign. If we look on his website in his About Him, the first thing it says is, I'm not a career politician. I'm a working husband, father, and tradesman who believes that South Jersey deserves better than what we have been given. Throughout his life, he's worked in construction and trades, building real projects and earning a living just like most families do in the district. And he understands the importance of hard work and taking responsibility, balancing a household budget, facing rising costs, and worrying about the future that our kids will inherit. He's gotten involved because he's seen New Jersey become more expensive, less accountable, and more disconnected from the people that actually live here. He says families are working harder than ever, yet falling further behind. Young people can't afford to buy homes. Parents are losing their voice. Government keeps growing, but life keeps getting harder. So if this message resonates with you, it's time to think about attending one of these events, right? Especially this one that's for your district, and ask the questions. Listen to what they have to say about how they're going to change the way New Jersey is represented. So this is Thursday, August 6th. And what's cool about this one is it's $75 for a person, but it includes dinner. But if you bring someone with you, it's an extra $25. So that's two people getting dinner for $50. Great information, great networking. And I really love that it says, or someone blue. So if you can get somebody from across the aisle that's voting Democratic, but is maybe not happy with the way things are going and is open to listening to the ideas of somebody new, $25, bring them along. Will this be the year that you get involved? Step out of your comfort zone, make it a date night, make it a friend's night, and then take pictures and spread it on social media. Get other people to want to get involved. Will you be there?
And that is our Patriot of the Week. Thank you very much, teacher in New Jersey. I appreciate it. I just had a conversation with her earlier. Hopefully she comes on our podcast one day or has her own podcast on our network. We talked about that as well. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. She's a teacher, teaches not these young kids. She's not their teacher, but teaches young people like this. So, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Guess what?
What?
Look what I bedazzled. It took me a long time, but I
love it.
bedazzled my perfume on both sides. And it kind of took me a long time because it kept falling off. Because my friend's glue didn't work that well.
All right.
I don't know if everybody knows what bedazzle
Everybody
is.
just, hey, stop the press. It took a long time to bedazzle the perfume, so stop the press.
It did, but like it
So,
took me like a week.
Well, let's get to the Loser of the Week award.
I think I know who that is already.
Who do you think it is?
Well, you have that loser award.
Oh. Donald Norcross.
Okay, I was gonna guess someone else.
So it's a picture of Donald Norcross right there. With standing in front of the sign said, "We stand for courage."
Dad,
We
he's
stand.
only against him.
I know it. So I'm calling it Loser of the Week.
Yeah, I know. That's
So-
what he deserves.
There you go. But a picture of LaMonica McIver, who was arrested for assaulting an ICE agent at Delaney Hall, roughly 8 months ago or so, maybe it was a year ago, close to that. It was, about 8 to 12 months ago. And she was arrested for assaulting an ICE officer, and she's a sitting congresswoman. But he stands with someone that assaults police officers and federal agents. So, good job, Donald Norcross. Loser of the Week. Hopefully, you're the loser in November, too. So, but everybody, thank you for joining. And again, I apologize. I'm not on that much. I am campaigning. I got these two knuckleheads I got to deal with all the time.
Damon is true.
I guess.
But I have a full-time job, and I want to do the podcast. This podcast is going to continue, win or lose in November. But this is in Vegas. I didn't come to lose. But yes, it will change a little bit. I hope I'm podcasting from DC and see what I can do with that. So no guarantees on how it's going to go. I don't know yet. If I were to win, we're going to come up with something. My producer and I will come up with something pretty good to keep the podcast going as an elected congressman in District 1. But we will definitely figure it out. And thank you for joining in. And I hope to see you guys again.
Well, I have
pretty soon.
to say something.
What's that?
Okay, so you guys should really vote for my dad, so then he wins because he's a nice person.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, vote for him.
Now,
And that's Mini Damon.
I'm gonna have to buy them something now. That's what it is.
Oh, I want something.
Yeah, see, that's why I got the compliment.
No, actually, I just said that. But now I actually want something.
Dad, can I get something?
So, all right, everybody. Thank you very much. Signing off. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, Elena, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Parler, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
Yeah. This one's for New Jersey. For every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon Galdo. And I'm just getting started. Job site dust to the streets of the shore. Steel-toed boots, yeah, I know what I'm working for. Middle class hurting, every bill going up. While suits in D.C. say, man, just trust us. I'm a builder by trade, put my sweat in the ground. Now I'm building up hope for my hometown. Jersey's my home, blue-collar soul. I don't make excuses, I get it done, that's all I know. I felt the pressure, I've lived that grind, trying to give your kids a better life. I won't forget where I came from, man, cause I'm built by work. I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not a career man who forgot what hard work means. They talk real big, but nothing ever changes. While Jersey keeps drowning in the same old pain, I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah. Donald Norcross been there year after year. Same old story while the struggle's still here. Claims he's for workers, but look around town. Rent sky high, grocery bills breaking us down. Where's the relief for the middle class grind? Cause all I see is folks falling behind. I ain't got decades in some DC chair. I got skin in the game, cause my family's here. Time, they had their shot. And tell me, Jersey, what have we got? It's time for change, time for a stand, time for work, and not another plan. Not another plan, not another plan. Yeah! I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not some suit who sold you fantasy. We waited long enough, it's time to demand a future built by honest hands. For Jersey strong, for this great land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah, this ain't left, this ain't right. This is fight for what's right. For every mom working double shifts, every dad praying they don't miss. I'm running for my kids, running for yours, for a state that deserves so much more. Not talk, that's the plan. Let's build it back with a working man. For our children's dreams, for a better way. I'll fight for Jersey every day. No empty words, I'll take the stand. Cause I'm built by work. Yeah, I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. While the old guard keeps playing the same old game. But we're done with waiting, done with excuses. It's time for a man who knows how to do this. I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. New Jersey 1st District. If you're tired of the talk and ready for work, walk with me. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Make the crowd chant with no music.
The Hammer thanks you for watching tonight's Jersey Shore podcast. See you at the next packed show, from breaking news to topics that will keep you informed. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer talked about, then share the Jersey Shore podcast to others. Damon also looks forward to seeing you on the next episode.